Hey Swishers, how y'all doing out there? Hopefully you guys are doing okay. You guys have been keeping up with the games just as I have. I'm excited to get the ball rolling today for your daily swish. So here we go. Before we begin anything, I would like to take a moment and speak upon Kobe Bryant and Gigi Bryant, and take a moment to remember who Kobe Bryant was and Gigi Bryant, as well as the 7 others that passed away in a helicopter crash on this day last year. And it was a sad, tragic day for the basketball world. It was such a hard loss. And, you know, for me, it affected me a lot because I grew up watching Kobe Bryant. And to hear this happen, you know, it was unbelievable. And for me, I kind of just want to take the time, take the moment to remember who Kobe Bryant was and what impact he had on women's basketball. Okay, so today we begin with that tragic moment in history and for the basketball world. And I remember exactly, you know, where I was, what I was doing. And for me, at first, I thought it was a hoax because, you know, people throw out anything on the internet. And I didn't really believe it until it started coming out on CNN, and then it started coming out on ESPN. And then when I saw that it came out on ESPN, I officially knew that this was a real thing. And so, you know, I was heartbroken. I even had a couple tears shed because, like I said, I grew up watching Kobe Bryant. And, you know, for the longest time, you know, at first when he first came into the NBA, I wasn't much of a big fan. But then overall, you know, over time, you know, I started becoming more and more of a fan, not just because of what he's done to help promote women's basketball, but for the fact that over time he matured as a player and he grew up and he understood what it took to be a leader, what it took to be one of the greats. And so, So I'm going to take this moment, I'm going to speak about them, and as we take this moment to speak on Kobe and Gigi, we remember the great things that they have done for the world of women's basketball. Gigi was the spitting image of her dad. I'm going to start with her first, and she literally was Kobe's daughter. And you would know from an instant just by the way she played, the way she moved on the court, the way she held herself together, the leadership that she had for her team, and the drive and passion that she had for the game. Okay, she had agile skills and determination on that court, just like her dad. And she definitely was a Mamba. I'm not gonna lie. If you've ever seen video clips of her playing, if you've ever seen the way she moves on the court, the way she listens to her dad, the way she's so coachable. Okay, and she had high hopes of playing for UConn in the future. That was her team. That was the place she wanted to go. And, you know, she went to games with her dad. She always had conversations with Coach Auriemma. And, you know, they probably had a set plan that as soon as she graduated high school, that's where she was going to go, you know, right off the bat. And there was going to be no sign day where she picks and chooses and meddles with where she's going to go, okay? And so if she were still here today, and if she, you know, eventually made that dream come true, you know, I guarantee you she would have been an incredible asset to the UConn women's basketball program, as well as for Gino Auriemma, and, you know, bringing a championship to that team. I could see it happening. I could see them when, you know, all 4 of her college playing years, that she would have brought championships each year, you know, for UConn. Okay, and she, you know, she was incredible, and, you know, she'll truly be missed, and she still is missed. You know, and I'm sure, you know, somewhere up there, you know, she's on that court with them UConn girls cheering them on just the way she did before she passed on. Okay. Kobe Bryant, okay. A talented basketball player with sneak attacks and drama plays like you wouldn't believe. And so, you know, whether he was a dominant leader, a shooter, a stealer, whatever, you name it. Kobe Bryant was everything, and on and off that court, you know. He was an inspiration, and, you know, for many fans like me, for a younger generation as well. And so, you know, he was not a force to be reckoned with. He was definitely a Mamba. And, you know, those sneak attacks coming out of nowhere, I mean, you wouldn't expect those things to come out of Kobe, but he did them because he wasn't afraid to take charge. He wasn't afraid to drive in. He wasn't afraid to take a crazy shot and people go, "What? He just made that?" Yeah, that's Kobe Bryant for you. Okay? So, but besides his strong dominance on the court, he also had strong inspiration and dominance off the court. And that's because his push for women's basketball. Not just because of Gigi, but because he knew that these women in the WNBA and in women's college basketball, that these women were talented, that they needed to be seen, that they needed to be shown, that they needed to have a voice. And he was that voice for the WNBA as well as women's college basketball. You've had college players that will tell you that, you know, hey, when I got injured, Kobe was the first person to text me to say, hey, it's going to get better. Hey, you know, keep working at it. Hey, you're going to come back bigger and better and stronger. Okay? And so he would go to WNBA games with Gigi. He would go to women's college basketball games with Gigi, as well as coaching his own girls basketball team with Gigi being on that team. So, you know, he truly was something else. Okay? So, Kobe and Gigi, we know you're still out there on the courts, and we still miss your presence every day. Okay, like I said, Gigi's probably out there with the Yukon girls, still cheering them on the way that she did when she was still alive. And, you know, it's just a tragic shame. So I just wanted to take the moment to recognize them and understand that it's been 1 year since they have left this earth. And I know they're smiling down on every single one of these NCAA college girls and noticing all the different rankings, all the changes, and praying and hoping during these COVID times as well, you know, for these girls to make an outstanding performance, you know. So in other news, okay, I'm going to go ahead and move on with what's been, you know, the big news, the big deals here in the NCAA women's college basketball. So here we go, okay. First thing I want to talk about is Stanford. What is going on, Stanford? What is going on? Okay, Stanford slips down below in this week's Power 10. Now, I don't know about you, okay, but there seems to be more and more teams stepping it up and making a name for themselves, okay? And I'll tell you here in a little bit just where Stanford stands in the Power 10 rankings. Okay, so, for instance, Louisville still holding on to that #1 spot, okay? They don't want nobody to take that away from them, but someone could, okay? There's always that chance. I mean, look at Stanford, okay? So, they went from #1 down to #5, okay? So, Louisville's still staying on top, but they ain't letting go of that perch anytime soon, okay? At least I don't think they would, right? Okay? After surviving Wake Forest on Sunday, guard Dana Evans took over the game and became unstoppable, okay? She made an incredible three-point play in the end to give Louisville that edge with 65-63, okay? Evans ended up getting 25 points to end the game, okay? So, Evans, congratulations to you. Keep doing what you're doing, girl, because it's actually working for you, and it's working for your whole entire team, Louisville. Okay? So, keep it up, Louisville. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't let anybody take that #1 spot from you. Okay? Keep fighting hard. Keep pressing. Keep your offense, you know, doing what they're doing. Evans, keep leading the team the way you have been, okay? UConn, okay? UConn against Tennessee. I know everybody was down to watch this rivalry. Now, I know it's not the same because we don't have Pat Summitt, okay? But, you know, even without Pat Summitt, and as much as we miss her, okay, you know, this rivalry has always been something fun to watch between UConn and Tennessee, okay? I know I've always had fun watching this matchup because Pat Summitt looked mean as hell in these games, okay? So, Paige Bueckers had a slight sprained ankle, okay, in the middle of the game. I don't know if you noticed that, but she was kind of injured a little bit, but she still played, okay? But you know what? She ain't got no time for tears because you know what? She's going to step it up. She's going to do what she does best. She's a Husky, okay? Husky girls don't give up. They just keep going, okay? I can tell you right now, they can have a broken arm and still be trying to play, okay? So, because of that, she helped push the Huskies to a win of 67-61, okay? And it was a fun matchup to win, or to watch, and, you know, both teams did an outstanding job going against each other, okay? And keep it up, Weckers, because, you know, you're not one to be messed with, okay? I know for sure that if I see you and I'm going to try and break your ankles, you're going to still find a way to come back after me, and yeah, we ain't going to have that, okay? UCLA moving on top in the power rankings. They went from number 10 last week to number 8 this week, okay? Keep it up, UCLA, and I see you. I see you, UCLA, okay? Especially with that win, okay, for Stanford, beating them 70-66. Y'all want it. Y'all need it. Y'all want to move up, okay? Keep it up, because the way you're working it, keep it up, okay? And then there's Stanford, okay? Everybody's out for blood with Stanford, okay? And it's been working. Okay, I don't know what these teams have done to Stanford, but it looks like Stanford is slipping further and further and further, okay? It hasn't been easy for Stanford in the last 2 weeks. Last week, they were at number 5, and this week, they went down to number 9, okay? Their most significant weaknesses of right now is the offensive glass. Okay, when they faced UCLA, they only had 7 offensive off the glass, while the Bruins only had 21. Okay, so what does that tell you? What does that tell you? They have a shitload of things to work on right now. And I don't know what's going on with them because they were number 1 undefeated for the longest time, and then now all of a sudden, okay? So, hopefully Stanford can get back to where they need to be. If I was the coach right now, I'd be drilling hard off the glass shots. I'd be working hard, pushing hard on that offense, and getting those rebounds, okay? You might not recognize this, or if you have any basketball IQ, you know that those rebounds are crucial. Whether it's defensive, whether it's offensive, you get those rebounds, and you can get points back up on the board, okay? Plain simple. That's it. That's it, okay? So, but on a good note for Stanford, they did clutch a win over Southern California 86-59. But is that enough to help them move up? Okay? We'll just have to figure out. We'll just have to see. Okay? So here's your Power 10 for right now. I got your rankings. Okay? Number 1, Louisville. Number 2, UConn. Okay? Number 3, NC State. Number 4, South Carolina. Number 5, Maryland. Okay, number 6, Baylor. Number 7, okay, you got Texas A&M. Number 8, UCLA. Okay, number 9, Stanford. And number 10 is Arizona. Okay, I know this video was a little bit longer than it usually has to be, but that is your daily swish for today. Okay, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Go ahead and subscribe down below. Join my Facebook group page, WNBA Daily Swish. Guys, we're getting closer and closer to that WNBA season. Holla! Okay, so here we go. Get to my Facebook group page. Tell your friends about this page, okay? Subscribe to my videos. Get the name out there, Okay? Share it with everybody and anybody you know. And like I said, if it ain't hot, it ain't a swish.